Yes, what is going on, stylist from the back room? What is up, HTB Beauty members? We are 1 week away from America's Beauty Show in Rosemont, Illinois. It is happening next weekend, April 20th, 21st, and 22nd. That's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. This is our pre-show episode. Good morning, John, my friend. Good morning.
Good morning, Eddie. What is going on, my friend?
I am hyped up.
You're way hyped up. You're way hyped up. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of being there next weekend, but I don't think you're going to let me. We got to start the show like we do every week. Eddie, how's your week going?
There's 1 week left before the show.
True.
The show is next weekend. Oh, the show is next weekend. That's how my week is going.
We've been very busy with a lot
of. What did we remember? And then what? Oh, my favorite thing Darren always tells me is, let's make a list of everything we need to bring. Let's make a list of everything that we shouldn't forget, and then let's make a third list of everything we did forget.
Look, after the past 18 years of us doing this together, this show, he knows it's the way it is. It's the way it is.
But I always love talking about that third list. What's the list of everything we forgot?
It's true. It's very true. So I guess this is the pre-show episode, for lack of I think that's the title you gave it. So let's get into real quick. Booth 1506, correct?
HTB Beauty Booth 1506.
And then classroom.
The private classroom is classroom 52. Excellent. Also, the HTB Beauty classroom.
That's excellent.
We are going to have each of our brands. We're going to have 6. We're going to be representing 6 different brands at the show. Okay.
Right.
Each one of those brands that's going to have a classroom is still going to be in our private classroom, classroom 52, HTB Beauty. And they're all going to be at our HTB Beauty Booth 1506. So if you're looking for All Nutrient, if you're looking for Zenagen, if you're looking for OnStage, if you're looking for if you're looking for Malina, or if you're looking for Keratherapy, they will all be at our HTB Beauty Booth 1506.
So since you segued there beautifully, I like that. Thanks, my friend. Right into our.
I didn't even realize I was doing it.
Yeah.
There's a week before the show.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing about all week. And I keep repeating it too. Everybody's getting tired of hearing me talk about the show. They are.
Eddie, hi, how are you? There's just one more week.
Did you get your tickets? So why don't we just get right into the classrooms? An overview of what's going on in each classroom. Each class in the classroom at the show. We're going to start with All Nutrient, and you'll be teaching the All Nutrient class.
I'm going to be teaching the All Nutrient class. One of the things I got to say first, one of the coolest things that we're going to be doing this year that's going to be different from prior years is we are giving away all of our education. So these private classrooms can hold an audience up to 100 people completely for free education. Okay. All you have to do is just register through the America's Beauty Show website. Make sure you come to Classroom 52. Yeah, we're going to have the times. Well, our times are listed appropriately on the America's Beauty Show website. We will also have a poster or a pop-up banner made that's going to be displaying each of our classes at the appropriate times that we're going to be teaching them at. So this way you'll always know what time to show up at the classroom.
Right.
As far as answering your question with the All Nutrient, what are we doing this year?
Oh, freeze. Hold on. We have someone that is truly amazed by the fact that we're giving away free classes.
Well,
we just got a comment saying that's amazing.
It is amazing because last year we were charging dollars. There was a lot of companies charging dollars. So, okay. Little bit of behind the scenes. I'm not trying to speak ill or bad or anything like that. Okay. Last year's hair show was really the hair show that was back from the pandemic.
Right.
The first couple of shows after the pandemic were kind of wishy-washy. People were still nervous to come out. The attendance wasn't so great. You know, it wasn't a strong show.
Right.
Even the vendors, even the manufacturers, even the distributors were not participating in either. So I'm not saying the show was smaller than it was before prior years after, like, coming right out the pandemic. Last year was like the first real strong showing. And last year being a renewal year as well, you know, a lot of companies were charging for the education because it was the renewal year, right? And I fell into that trap too. I made the mistake of charging for classes last year. I thought, you know, if somebody's willing to come to the show, then they're willing to invest in themselves. If they're willing to invest in themselves, then they're willing to invest in education. If they're willing to invest in education, then they're willing to be an account. Like I went through the whole thing, and I really pay gated, you know, because the show told me that they were going to have other brands that were going to be doing free education as well. Well, I figured free education is probably going to not land very nicely. People are going to think it's cheap or something. When we got to the show last year, remember I told you, bro, I'm like, too many companies charging. Nobody's really giving free.
Right.
And the free was like how to start a Facebook group or how to very basic intro level was the education. Right.
Well, I remember us wrestling back and forth with exactly how we were going to do that last year.
And that was so. Thank you for your comment. I really appreciate that. This was not an easy decision to make last year. Yeah, it was not an easy decision to make. This year, we were like, no. I don't care. And I want to preface it by saying as well, we are giving full education classes. These are not going to be intro to hair color or intro to hair extensions, intro to anything. These are going to be full classes, programs that we are going to be giving for free. Thank you for your comment. Yeah.
So the all nutrient class.
Okay. So yeah, it's actually no. The Toning University is our foundational class for hair color toning. Okay. Right. And All Nutrient is a certified organic based color line that we have been distributing over a decade. So the Toning University is our segmented series on toning. That's our foundational class. At the hair show at ABS, America's Beauty Show, from now on, I'm going to say ABS. Because I'm not going to repeatedly keep saying America's Beauty Show 2024. Okay. So at ABS
2024.
We're going to put a pin in 2024.
You're going to
at ABS, All Nutrients program that we're going to be teaching in our private classroom for free is going to be our Toning Mastery program. Toning Mastery evaluates why your toners aren't working, or when they are working, why they're not lasting. Okay. Hair color is easy when everything goes right. It is holy hell when it goes wrong. That's what we're addressing. Why does it go wrong? Can it be prevented? And the answer is yes, it can very easily be prevented just by understanding the lightening process, why we lighten the way we do, and how to enhance the efficiency of our lightening process. And with toners, it's not just simply, oh, I grab my P because, you know, I use Pearl or I use my one go-to formula for everything. Your one go-to formula that worked on your one client who was your biggest pain in the butt doesn't mean that one formula is going to work for everybody else. All right.
Right.
So how do you take that formula? How do you take that fear? How do you adjust to make your toners work for you the way you need to work? Like the master of hair color that you are, become the master of toning that you should be. That's the All Nutrient Toning Mastery program.
So you mean the answer isn't just putting everybody under the dryer? Sorry, I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
As long as your color's got Mia in it, you know, then it's I use color with Mia.
We're gonna put my toners under the dryer. Come on. Okay, so you're talking about your toning, talking about the lighteners, you're talking about CPL, you're talking about my favorite of all nutrient, Keratin and the blue developers.
The blue developers, the blue lightener, the lightener control for the lightener,
Right.
the pure oil to protect elasticity in the hair,
Yep.
the Keratin demi-glaze color, and we said the blue developers, and the CPL developer for the cream color as well too.
Right.
So even converting permanent color into demi color as an option as well too. Going to be covering all of that. I'll have examples. I'm going to have images and examples to be going over, in addition to having a couple of mannequins that we're going to bang out, specifically for the show to show physical examples of what we're doing. And then at the booth from the classroom, if you want a little bit more hands-on, you can come back to the booth and we'll work with you. We've got we have some time slots carved out at the booth for being able to hang out and talk and work with people that are interested in learning more and getting more personalized one-on-one attention after the classrooms as well.
And then also on the stage, we'll be featuring some pre-done mannequins with some of our favorite toning formulas, and also with all the mannequins will be done with Keratin, so you can really feel the difference on mannequin hair of what Keratin really is, and where Keratin really will become an excellent tool in your toolbox.
Yeah, and we're going to have those classes on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We'll also run the stage at the booth for all nutrient on Saturday, Sunday, Monday as well.
Right. And then our friends at Zenagen will be having classes, and they're going to be featuring low density cutting. That means low hair density cutting. They'll be also addressing shedding and hair loss with the Zenagen product. Chad, who is an amazing educator, he's one of my favorites. I love Chad.
He's a cool guy, man. He's a cool guy.
Well, the way he presents and everything that he does, it's almost like it truly is. It's not almost like it truly is a stylist talking to another stylist. It's not just reading from the manual that you're given by most companies. Go ahead.
It's also important to note that Chad is actually the director of education for Zenagen as well. So I mean, you are getting the guy giving you the information, and we were able to work it out with him where he is going to lead the classrooms as well for the weekend. Fantastic. And he's also going to be doing the classrooms all 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. In addition to he's going to spend time at the booth as well to be able to directly make himself available to work with people.
That's fantastic. We're so lucky to have him. And then next is OnStage extensions. Bernard.
So with OnStage extensions, yeah. So from the Profitable Stylist Academy, we worked it out where Bernard Ori himself is going to come in, and he's going to be leading the classrooms Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all 3 days as well too. Plus, he's going to be spending all day at the booth. While he's not in the classroom, he'll also be at the booth, being able to work with people. He's also willing, if anybody is interested, he's willing to do certifications at the booth. So that's a huge thing. If anybody's interested in the flat beaded weft or flat beaded strand type of hair extensions that are reusable, that are seamless, that are easy to use and install, no sewing, no stitching, no gluing. It's really simple and straightforward technique. So if anybody's interested in learning about that, this is a really new way of doing hair extensions that's been taking the industry by storm for the past 5 years now. The advent and the popularity of weft extensions has just exploded, and what's really been awesome about that is I'm glad the popularity of it has increased so much, but people never realize how labor intensive it really is to do it. So with this technique from OnStage, it really simplifies that labor intensive process.
So we got another message. We're getting interaction today.
Bring it on, baby. Who you got? Hit me.
Yay! I get to meet Bernard. What? I'll tell all my friends. Is the schedule of classes available?
Okay, so yes, you know what? So yes, no, and actually, yeah, you will get to meet Bernard, and so yeah, anybody that watches the Profitable Stylist Academy, Bernard and I do our live streams. Bernard's all over TikTok, Instagram, right? So yeah, you definitely get to come visit, meet with them, hang out with them, get a picture, say hi. The class schedule, remind me then, because I have an infographic of the class schedule. We should actually put it into the description. We should put it onto our website and put it into this. I got to call Kenneth after this, actually.
Okay. And actually, we'll put it also into our the Facebook group too.
That's a great idea. We'll post it on our HTB. So on Facebook, we'll put it in the description of this YouTube video. We'll put it on our HTB Beauty Facebook page.
Yep.
We'll throw it into the group.
Yep.
We will also upload that graphic directly onto our htbbeauty.com website, right?
Yes.
And then obviously we're going to have the graphic, I've got the graphic made for the booth. So, we'll be there at the booth as well too.
Yeah.
Also, the registration is open for the private classrooms on the ABS, on the America's Beauty Show class website, if I'm saying that correctly.
Yes.
Man, we got to make a lot of notes, and we will put that in the link in the I'll add it. I'll add it after the live. I'll add it into the link of the description.
Yes, sir.
Got a lot of it. There's only a week left before the show.
Wait, how long till the show, Eddie? You've only said it 27 times.
There's so much to do.
So then next on our list is Keratherapy. And we've got Gina from Keratherapy, who's the what did you call her? You had a great
queen of keratin smoothing, man.
That's it.
Gina is a beast. Okay, she is freaking awesome. So she is the Italian ma that you always want. She's strict and fierce, but she is so soft and kind too. She will goof off with you, and then she will beat the crap out of you, like in the same. No, man,
She walks around with a wooden spoon in her back pocket.
I love Gina. Right? She will nurture you and feed you while she browbeats you into submission, so you really learn the way you're supposed to do something. And I mean that with the greatest adoration ever that I can say. Gina's awesome. If you do any kind of keratin smoothing treatments, all right, you're going to learn a lot of things from Gina. In addition to keratin smoothing, though, a lot of people, there's this thing going on now that there is a lot more awareness coming to keratin depletion. This is a new term that's starting to go around that a lot of people are starting to track. It's starting to track. Keratin depletion is a very serious issue. We have been, for the past 15 years, everybody's been like, oh, I need this supplement. I need this additive. I need this, I need this, that. Right. Oh, you should do this treatment. You should do this homeopathic, however you say the word, at home, crack an egg or put mayonnaise, turn yourself into a tossed salad, to the home remedy thing. Or you should go to the salon and ask for this. You should do this slick back thing, conditioning, deep conditioning, and all of that stuff. Science and research has finally discovered that it's keratin depletion is the cause. And as we age, not means I guess we physically get older as well too. As our hair ages, meaning the longer your hair is, the more susceptible it is to suffering from keratin depletion. That is the problem. Keratherapy has a proprietary Kerabon technology. That Kerabon technology is infused to every single one of their retail products to purposely combat keratin depletion into the hair. That the hair suffers from. So I'm not doing it justice. You got to come to the booth. You got to see Gina on stage. You got to spend time speaking with her about it. The way I understand it, and I get excited to talk about it because we finally have a solution for this problem that has been freaking plaguing us for over a decade. But the way Gina can explain it and the way she can really truly help you to understand it, I will never be able to do it justice as well as Gina will be able to.
Right.
So having Gina come in from representing Keratherapy and being able to talk to keratin depletion in retail products and how to replenish that core strength so you can have that longer hair without worrying about it frizzing or frying or damaging or becoming brittle and all the things that happens to it. You actually have a way of fixing that issue now, So that's going to be Gina. That's going to be the Keratherapy, program and messaging that we're going to be doing this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. How
I get to hang out with Gina for the weekend, man. It's like we're going to have good treats. We're going to have good snacks.
How long till the show? When is the show?
I mean, for me, the show is now. I know the show physically is next week, but we have been in show mode for like the past
4 months.
Yes.
So then our next classroom will be next class that we'll be doing is Malina. And what Malina is it's a vegan smoothing system. It is formaldehyde free. It is powered by tourmaline. Tourmaline is a gem, basically a gem that really restructures the hair. Malina, the boost treatment is my favorite treatment ever. It brings smoothness. It brings pliability to the hair. It's an anti-humectant. And the one and done treatment, which is their true smoothing treatment, will remove temporarily up to 3 levels of curl. So if you really think about that, being able to reduce curl by 3 levels, and it'll last you up to 6 months if you're using their at home care and all of that. But the power of Malina is, I can't even put it into words. And I do classes for Malina. You do classes for Malina. I can't put it into words because really the best thing is when people actually see it work and they have that, all of a sudden you see that aha moment go on above their head. And when you feel and see what that hair is doing, you're like, oh my gosh, why has no one told me about this sooner? This has been, for me personally, it's been one of the best kept secrets in our industry. And I'm so happy that we are, when this was put on our doorstep, a little while ago, I mean, I'm doing 2-3 boost treatments on a Saturday, post color. That's the best part about it. And the one and done treatments are just amazing. And there isn't a lot of moving parts for people that are independents. There isn't this gaggle of products you need to do the system. Am I wrong? What are you laughing about?
I like the word gaggle of products.
Gaggle of products. I'm gonna put a pin in that for you. Malina. So Eddie, you're gonna be doing the Malina class in the classroom. I'm gonna be doing Malina on the stage. Stop by, come check it out. It is for me. It's been a life changer. I love it, and there's zero, and because it's vegan, it has a very low chemical content. And your clients enjoy it. You aren't smelling like cooked formaldehyde after doing it, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
And then
you're gonna be demoing it probably way more than I am at the stage, you know, at the
yeah,
booth. In the
yeah.
classroom, I'm really gonna be the rise of vegan technology in hair care products has really caught the attention of a lot of people.
Mhm.
So in that classroom, in classroom 52, you know, that private room, I'm really going to be spending that time to go over what that technology means. Having the alternative to chemical products, being powered by tourmaline instead of formaldehyde, being vegan based driven, plant based, ingredient based driven, rather than relying on heavy chemicals, you know, those heavy fumes, those heavy odors. That's really what we're going to be discovering in the classroom at the show, you know. So that's what that's going to be about.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. And then we're not going to have a classroom, or are we? I'm confused. For on stage,
No,
not on
no,
stage for
on stage is going to have a
on
classroom.
stage for she hair extensions. Sandy's just going to do her demos at the booth, correct?
Sure, man,
I saved
Sandy
the I
Donafee.
saved I saved the best for last. I did. I saved the best for last.
Sandy,
Sandy Donfee,
Sandy's coming in.
who is an amazing, not only an amazing extensionist, she's also an amazing educator. Has the zero trace bond technique, which she's going to be teaching, showing. Uh, for you guys that do extensions, and especially if you do K-tip bond, you know, the keratin bond extensions, this is going to blow your mind. I can't, once again, it's another product that just blew me away when I saw this technique. And I'm just a young extensionist because, you know, you're much better at it than I am. But when she showed this to me, and we all deal with extension clients, and when she showed this technique to me, and where you really can't see the bonds, even when you feather the hair, move through the hair a little bit, um, it is just amazing. And the color techniques that she's matching up with the extensions, I it's this is a whole new level, and it'll take your extension clients to a whole new level. Have I missed anything with that?
No,
Because we don't want to give it away either. They got to come.
I'm too excited. I'm too excited about the zero trace. I really
Yeah,
am. The zero trace.
you got to come see Sandy, and you got to come see Sandy about this, especially about the zero trace.
If
She
you
hair
are an
extension.
experienced person who does keratin hair extensions, if you have a clientele, like a full blown clientele, or if you are starting to build a clientele, if you do photo shoots, if you do videos, if you do anything involving keratin bond hair extensions, you need to come spend some time with Sandy at the booth. You really, really do. It literally is invisible. That's that zero trace. You will be being able to attach these hair extensions without leaving a trace of keratin in the hair. And it is like you said, creatively speaking, being able to work with the client's natural hair color and being able to attach the hair extensions to that natural hair color, not have that hair color get covered up because the hair extension wrapped over it and wrapped around it. Not being able to feel that little speed bump in the head, you know, when you put in a row or when you bricklay it in, okay? To be able to have that free range movement go throughout the hair, that seamless movement go through the hair, but the extensions are in there is such a freeing experience. The level of creativity that opens up with being able to do additional color melt styles with hair
Yep.
color, being able to do highlighted styles with hair color, being able to do new haircut and style techniques and effects, being able to create face framing, being able to create proper length, being able to put it higher up on somebody's head to create more volume and fullness that doesn't exist. You know, the client doesn't have to look like a mullet anymore. you can actually give somebody a proper full head of extensions if that's what you're going for. I mean, it just the zero trace bond technique is going to be the technique moving forward from now on. You know, with the she hair extensions. That's how amazing. That's how much of an amazing method Sandy has created.
Now, when I saw the technique, and you know, as we've established, you know, I've become an extensionist by osmosis from being around you and Bernard and Sandy. But when I watched you and Sandy talk about this technique, and there's something that stuck in my head big time, which was you're using what percentage less extensions are you using to cover more ground with this technique? Is that the right way to say it?
Okay, so potentially speaking, so if I'm understanding you, I'm going to answer you two different ways if I'm understanding you. So from one hand, if I'm understanding you, you potentially don't need to use 150 to 200 bonds to do a full head of extension.
Right, exactly.
You can get away with doing it with 80 to 100 bonds. Will you still have room to put in 100, 150, 200 bonds? You could put in as many or as little as you want and be able to create a full effect. Okay. That's one way I'm understanding you. Another way that I'm understanding you is this. If your client now, because before it's like, well, did you use a full bond? Did you use a micro bond? Did you use a half bond? Like, well, how much of the bond did you or did you not use? Did the client texture have this, you know, this kind of texture? Was it this kind of density? Were you allowed to do this? Were you allowed to do that? This alleviates that entire argument now. The zero trace bond can be used on any texture, any density, and it's safer.
Yeah.
It's completely safer for thin, fine hair, and it's completely durable for thick, coarse hair. And it matches with wavy curly just as well as it matches with straight and natural body. So the zero trace bond works for all types of hair. It's safer. You know, there's this misnomer that tape-in extensions is the safest one for all types of hair. It's a really weird misnomer, but people truly freaking believe this for some stupid reason. I don't know why. This zero trace bond blows away that misnomer hands down too.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Fight me on that one. I'll put that up against anybody.
That's awesome. So once again, come to the booth. Sandy's going to be at the booth. She's going to be doing demos all day long with the zero trace bond technique. She's an amazing educator. She's one of the nicest people I've ever met in this industry. Considering I hang out with you, everybody else is nicer. But stop by the booth, 1506. We got a ton of stuff for you. We briefly glazed over what we got going on at the booth. This has been months in planning for all of you. Come by, see us.
You know what we forgot to mention?
Who?
In addition to the main us, you know, like we're just talking about us main educators, right? Additionally, all the support staff that we're going to have at the HTB Beauty Booth,
sorry guys,
are all hairdressers. We're not going to have any salespeople. Excuse me. I think there's going to be two. We're going to have two proper salespeople.
Doesn't Darren count as half a salesperson?
Darren doesn't count. No. Okay. Because Darren will be pacing off to, I don't know where. So good luck trying to find him. You got to put a bell on him if you want to try to keep up. You got to be a power walker if you want to keep up with Darren.
Can we V-chip him like my dog?
You know what? He wouldn't be opposed either. But all the other support staff that we're going to have at the HTB Beauty Booth are all going to be hairdressers that are users of the products that we're going to have there as well. Whether it's all nutrient, whether it's Zenagen, the She extensions, the OnStage extensions, the Keratherapy, the Malina, you know, all nutrient. I don't know if I missed something. I'm too hyped up right now. But yeah, every single person there, you're going to be able to talk to anybody. and anybody there is going to be able to talk right back to you with personal experiences with using the products, not just pitching you a line.
Right. I thank you for pointing that out. So on to our next chapter for the day, which is kind of a pet peeve of mine.
What's
And
that?
I talk to people, stylists around me, things like that, and I'm always like, "Hey, are you going to the show?" And what do they say when you ask people, "Are you going to the show?" What do they say to you?
Oh, yeah. Hey, are you going to the show? Oh, when is it? Next weekend. We've only been talking about it all year, like for the past 4 months. Oh, yeah, this show's not what it used to be. I'm not going to the show. No. Oh, or if I go to the show, yeah, maybe I'll get some deals. I don't know. We'll see what mood I'm in. If I got nothing better to do,
So I don't know where to.
that's the responses I get.
Yeah, this is a very hot button topic for me, and because as a young stylist, going to the show was an amazing experience for me. Like I said, one of the first shows as a beauty school student, I got to see Vidal Sassoon. I mean,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I got, and I mean, you can go down the list of the luminaries that used to do that, and we still have amazing people, amazing artists doing the shows. But the show always juiced me up, and it keeps and shows keep me juiced. And I get people all the time, I don't want to go. I get my education online. What kind of experience? I mean, you get to go to this show and all the shows, and our shows are not like the trade shows of it's not like an industrial equipment trade show where it's people talking. Da, 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 da. It is a freaking rock concert. It is a rock concert. Whatever music you like, picture 27 bands going at the same time. And there's a different message from each of them. And it's all positive, and it's a communal thing. It's all of us hairdressers, from people that work in high-end big salons to independents and then there's educators that come. And my favorite day, besides besides Sunday morning when everybody comes in, my favorite day is Monday when the students come in. I love seeing the beauty school students. I like talking to them, and really, because you're really getting a flavor of where our industry is going. But this is the only industry that besides maybe some entertainment industry. And stop right there. Don't even go left like you're gonna. But I know exactly where you're going. Adult entertainment industry. I know your mind. But this is the best industry where we all get together, we all speak the same language, and we come from so many different places, cross-section of society, from city hairdressers to people that are out in the, that are out in the sticks. It's fantastic. And then comes my favorite comment from stylists. And yeah, I'm dogging people out, and send me hate mail. I don't want to spend the money for a ticket to the show. So it's $90. It's what? Wait, hold on. I got the numbers right here. Wait. So for a 1-day pass, it is $90. For the weekend pass for all 3 days, it's $160. Okay.
Wait, but what do you get? What do you get on a day pass, and what do you get for a weekend pass?
Well, let me finish my point first, and then we'll get into that. How about that? Since we're tirading. But $90. How much a day do you guys spend at Starbucks? How much is a cup of coffee at Starbucks?
What is it? $73?
$73, right? $7, $8. And then, you feel bad because we're tipped employees. So you tip the Starbucks lady. So it's $10, $10 every time you go to Starbucks, right?
Is it really $10 every time you go to Starbucks?
Think about it.
Holy cow.
$10. I'm being, maybe it's probably less, but let's just call it $10 because that fits my narrative right now.
That fits your argument so good. Well,
Yeah.
if you get if you get like a food and like do you just get a coffee, or is that just for a coffee, or is that like for a coffee and a what does
For
Starbucks
coffee,
have, like a donut?
like the other day I stopped at Starbucks and it was like $8 and change for what I got. And it was a cup of coffee, a large coffee, a venti coffee.
Holy cow.
And the girl's got the change in her hand. I'm like, yeah, just throw that in your tip jar. She got like $1 and some change. So yeah, $10. Let's just call it $10.
So every time I'm on the phone with you in the morning and you're going through the drive-through and you say leave the change in a jar and I'm yelling over your speaker intercom thing, you're spending like $8 a day,
That's
$8 to $10 a day.
Dude, I need my Dunkin'. That's what.
So in a week, you're spending like $100.
Right.
You bum. Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your point?
Holy.
But see, I go to shows.
No wonder. Yeah, no wonder you do it. No wonder you work so hard.
But my point being is so you could take a week's worth of Starbucks, maybe a week and a day's worth of Starbucks and get a 1-day pass to the show. Right?
You get that 1-day pass for the show. You'll get a lot more value out of that 1-day pass than I think you would out of a week's worth of Starbucks.
What I mean,
is it interesting how we're saying Starbucks and we're not saying coffee?
Well, it's synonymous. It's like when people want a cola, they say Coke or Pepsi.
True, fair enough.
Coke or Pepsi,
Fair enough. Everything's Coke.
Coke or Pepsi.
Look, I'll tell you this way, man. If everybody's complaining that the show is expensive and they don't want to go to the show, right? And if everybody just stops going to the show, then there's no more show.
Right.
Well, then what happens? And is everybody going to start complaining that there's no more show?
No more education.
The education is insane. The amount of education that everybody's teaching at these shows is awesome. Okay. And it kind of depends on your view on like when you're attending, what kind of an attendee are you? Because I've seen both sides of that. I've seen the attendees line up and you and I were walking through and I wish I was a little more soft spoken sometimes, but I don't wish at the same time. I don't know. But you have to shut me up sometimes. Because every time I see, if you're showing up with a freaking luggage because you're planning on shopping, you're trying to get every single deal and you think this is O'Hare Airport, you're just going to be walking up and down every aisle with a suitcase luggage. Yeah, then of course you're going to complain, oh, this show sucked. But then on the flip side of that, I see people lined up and they've got, bags of water and juice and snacks with them, and they're ready to go, man. They're going to hit every single booth. They got their notebooks with them. They got cameras with them. They are ready to get inspired. They are ready to watch something. They're ready to learn something. And I tell you, man, when I see the people come to the classrooms, those are the stylists that I am the most excited to see, are the ones that come to the classrooms and the ones that do hang out at the booth and watch for 5-10 minutes before they move on to the next one. And they watch for another 5-10 minutes. Those are the ones that are going back to the salon. They've got that value. Right. They got the true value of coming to the show. And now they're coming back to the salon, and they're going to be a proper influencer at their salon, and they're going to become that name stylist in that area. People are going to talk about them because they've got their finger on the pulse of what's going on and how things should be done in the industry. Those are the ones that are becoming profitable. They're not the ones complaining, oh my God, I'm so slow. Where are all the clients? Those are the ones saying, my book is freaking slammed. You want an appointment with me? I got a waiting list in 6 weeks. I got a time for you in 6 weeks from now.
Well, I mean, not That subject is a subject for another day for us.
But I'm just saying that's what you get. That day pass gives you access to over 100 different manufacturers, 100 different, 80 different stages that you can get inspired from. It gives you a pass to every single classroom. We're classroom 52. We're not even the last classroom. There's over 100 different private rooms at this show.
Right.
You got access to all of those whoever's giving the free, you have complete access to. But with a one-day pass, it is I want to say it's physically impossible to be able to walk the entire show and get to every educational opportunity that there is.
You can't.
So the value in coming to that program, and then you get to market yourself. You get to interact and socialize with other people in the industry. And you get to, kind of put yourself, it's like, am I here? Am I there? Do I want to get here? Do I want to get there? I mean, just the networking alone of being able to talk with other hairdressers, whether they're salon owners like yourself, whether they're behind a chair like yourself, whether they're independent stylists and studio owners such as yourself, whatever level you're a student, you're a performer, platform artist, whatever you are, man. Like the way to be able to interact is insane. And like you mentioned earlier, it's a freaking concert. The amount of energy is infectious. It's absolutely infectious.
I always go back to the one thing that I've always loved about our industry is you can always learn something from somebody. And you are now in one space where learning is not required, but everybody is learning, and there are people that want to give you knowledge. And you come back to your own little slice of the world with that knowledge.
Yeah.
That makes you more marketable. My clients ask me all the time, and I always is okay. I know you go to shows. I know you're teaching, but what's new? What are you learning new? And I'm like, wow, sometimes my clients actually do listen to me. I'm really surprised.
They do get excited.
Yeah. So with that being said, knowledge is priceless. So $90 or $160, just to put it into perspective, is nothing compared to our endless revenue stream that we could have with more knowledge behind the chair. I mean, you learn a new technique. You learn one new technique. You come to the HTB booth and you learn, and you do extensions and you learn the zero trace bond technique, right? You could actually charge more for that technique and boost your bottom line dollars up for what? A one-day investment, and you could turn that into serious money. And I'm just using Sandy. I'm using the Sandy's technique just as an example. There's so much other things going on at that show that you can bring back. Hey, you may find a new product that you could market to your clients, or you may find a product that can make your job easier, and you turn your clients onto it. It's a new product. It's X amount of dollars more, depending on what your market will bear. And, you end up winning for a $90 investment. Come on, $160 investment. Come on, get out of here. We're that old mindset is so gone in our industry, and you're constantly marketing yourself. You really are. And
you got to figure this way. The attendance is up 30% over last year. They are projecting the highest attendance this year. So
and to really drive it home,
complaining about it, something you're missing something.
Yeah, and to really drive the whole thing home, nothing. The experience alone will pay for itself. So now that we're done ranting and raving,
There's only 1 week
I've
left.
got your motivational. I got your
I
motivational
need some
quote for the week.
motivation to make it through this last week, bro. Let me tell you.
Oh, I've got plenty of motivation for you. Okay, so you ready? Life is not the passing of time. Life is the collection of experiences.
One more time, please.
Life is not the passing of time. So life isn't about the amount of time you've spent. Your life is actually a collection of experiences.
I love these motivational quotes. They're so deep. All right, break that down. I have an idea of what that means to me. Break that down for me.
This is kind of a deep one. I may have gotten a little out over my skis with this one, but it spoke to me when I read it. And the whole point is it's about what you experience in life that really fills your life with joy, fills your life with happiness. Yeah, there's some negative things, but then you learn, how did I react to this experience? Experiences are what teach us, experiences are what motivate us. Experiences, everything's an experience. People sitting in your chair are an experience. That's what it means to me. Is life is all about experiencing things, being in the moment with things. Talk to me.
You hit me with these quotes every week, and I just love them, man. It really. So it's like you could be. So by the time I was 30 years old, I used to tell people that I feel like I have lived 2 lifetimes worth because of all the things I had accomplished by the time I hit 30, When I had hit 40, I told people, man, I feel like I'm 85 years old, 95 years old. Like I feel like my life is over. And now I'm in, coming up on 50. I'm like, I can't take it anymore. Like there's too much. I have done way too much. And when I start trying to describe to people, they're like, you've accomplished all of that? Like what? And then I look at people who are older than me, and I get excited when I see people who are older than me. I get excited to talk to them because
Mhm.
I'm like, share with me your life experience. And then some of them are like, I've had a pretty simple life. I haven't done nothing. Like, what do you mean you haven't done nothing? They're like, wake up, I go to work, I come home, go to sleep. I'm like, what? Or somebody else would be like, yeah, the same old, same old, same old, no news is good news. And I'm like, wait, what? And it's like, what do you mean? Like, haven't you're like you're 70, 80 years old. Haven't you lived? Like haven't you seen the passing of time? I'm like, nah, nothing really to write home about. Nothing worth mentioning. Like, holy cow. Like that blows my mind. This is what this is what you're making me think about, And it's something that my Carmelina and her family, my wife, they're like, oh, we've never, I'm like, hey, do you guys want to, we're going to go to this restaurant this weekend. Do you guys want to go? Well, we've never been there before. You guys eat every single day. How have you never experienced that restaurant before? Oh, we don't eat that kind of food. We don't think about that kind of food. Like, how do you not? You guys
Right.
are Italian. That's all you guys talk about is food. At breakfast, you talk about lunch. At lunch, it's about dinner. Dinner's about dessert. Dessert's about breakfast. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And they're like, well, that's too expensive to go there. We don't go there. It's like, but go there once.
Right.
Save up and go there once and experience that. Like, why not? Yeah. And I was like talking to Carmelina about this. Actually, just the other night, I was talking about her. I'm like, do you want to go see this show? She goes, what the hell kind of show is that? I'm like, hey, I don't know. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. She just kind of did one of these faces at me. I'm like, don't make a face. How do you never done it? You don't know. How? So it's like I don't know if it's just my curiosity by nature. I don't know
Mhm.
if it's the way I the hand I was dealt growing up, was so, I missed out on so much in my own mind. I missed out on so much that I was comparing myself to other people who had more than me. And in my own mind, I did that to myself. I felt like I missed out on stuff arbitrarily. And now in my adulthood, I'm trying to compensate and make up for what I feel I missed, And it has set me on this path of
Right.
I want to experience every single possible thing I can come up with my little imagination. And that to me
Right.
is worth more than making. I mean, I guess the money would be nice if I made a lot of money, but it's like the I don't necessarily care. Like fortune and fame doesn't attract me as much as, hey, let's hang out and do this.
Right.
Well, I've never done that before. Let's go do it, Or
Right.
I really like doing this. Yo, bro, come out. Let's go do this together because I have this thing that I really like doing and I want to share that with you or
Right.
with whoever,
Right.
Dude, my
Yeah.
fondest memories is goofing off with you, having japchae at that Korean restaurant. Didn't understand a word what was happening.
Dude, we should do
The
that
service
again.
was like insane, but we had such a fun like that. How do you buy that? How do you miss
Right.
an opportunity to be able to do that? Or like driving driving to Evanston when it was negative 50 degrees, the coldest day in Chicago history. I pick you up that morning. We're going to Pivot Point down in Evanston. And you're like, nobody's going to show up to this class. I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. Just you sitting in the car miserable. Does the heat get any hotter? I'm like, I want to open a window. I'm melting you like you cold, you bloodless. Like the argument that we had driving down, I'm overheating in a tank top, you're bundled up like a snowman, or like an Eskimo. We get to the class, nobody's there. You're like, I woke up for
Oh
this.
my God, I forgot about that.
Like, how do you miss those experiences? How do you miss
Right. And that's it exactly. Yeah.
Tell me the words.
That's it
Tell me
exactly.
the
And
words
it's all about. Okay. So it is. Life is not the passing of time. Life is the collection of experiences.
I think that's great. I think that's absolutely
Yeah.
like this is what you've invoked.
Well, you know what? I think that experiencing things, and especially now later on in life, for me, finding just going and checking new and different things out. Like my wife is a little upset with me right now because I'm making her the weekend after the show, because the show's in how long, Eddie? 1 week. I'm making her go to the pickle festival in Chicago. They have a pickle festival.
Okay.
And she's like, "What? Why?" And I'm like, "Why not?" I mean, just a case in point. I'm like, "Why not?" Plus, this is also to get even with her because she made me swim with dolphins. And until I was in the water and experiencing these awesome, dude, seriously, dolphins are the coolest animals ever. But I'm in this enclosure with them, and I complain the whole way there. God's honest truth. I complain the whole way there, and then all of a sudden you're in the water with these freaking amazing animals, and it was one of the coolest experiences of my life, being up close and personal. You see Flipper on TV and stuff like that, but it was awesome. I was blown away by the whole thing, and that's something that now, until Alzheimer's kicks in, I will remember. But it's all about experiences for me. You know what I mean? And especially now at this stage of the game, I've been me personally, I've been so lucky because I had the privilege of watching 4 kids grow up. and I did a moderately good job, I think. I'm sure they'll tell you different. And now my next level of experience is I have grandkids, and I love being a bad influence on my grandkids because I'm giving them experiences that later on they're going to go, remember how crazy grandpa was? But those things are all experiences, and that's what really speaks to me is, and the experiences that you and I have had, the adventures. I mean, there's so many. I always tell Eddie stories to people, and they, and then I explain that you're my emotional support animal. I still have to get you the vest. Don't pet. I'm working.
Awesome.
So with that being said, we have come to the end of the line for this Friday. We ask you guys, if you come to the show, please come. Oh, wait, hold on. We may run a little long here. We got another Facebook comment. I missed it. We were running our mouths. Hold on. I lost it. Oh, I'm ruining this.
Well, while you look for that, next
okay.
week's live, next week we're gonna be live from the show.
We're actually in the same room together. That should be entertaining, guys.
So that's going to be fun. That's going to be interesting. So we're going to try to have the audio be as clear as possible. There might be some background noise, with everybody setting up the show and stuff like, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind.
Yep.
But yeah, next week we'll be live from the show, and over the weekend we're going to try, it is our intention to try to go live periodically while we're at the show as well, too. Right. That should be fun.
Right. The message that we got was just an emoji, and it was a smiley face with sunglasses emoji.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Because we're cool. It's because you're cool. You're cool.
So cool. No, you're cool, man. You're amazing.
So, guys, please like us, share, hit the subscribe button, and we will be back at you live next week, a week from now, from ABS 2024. Have a great week, guys.